Financial system failure protection. The three-pyramid approach. The security pyramid framework. Financial system disruptions exist on a spectrum, from localized banking issues to comprehensive infrastructure failures. The security pyramid organizes preparations across foundational, operational, and strategic tiers. At the pyramid's base lies foundational security, the physical essentials for short to medium-term disruptions. Water storage represents the absolute foundation, with a minimum 1-week supply, 1 gallon per person per day. Food storage builds upon this with a 2-week supply of non-perishable foods, expandable to 2 to 3 months as resources allow. Energy redundancy completes this tier. Alternative heating methods and basic battery banks for essential devices provide crucial functionality during disruptions. This foundational tier can be approached incrementally. Even modest preparations significantly improve resilience compared to no preparation at all. The middle section, operational resilience, bridges physical necessities and financial strategy. Physical cash reserves deserve serious consideration despite vulnerability to inflation. During banking disruptions where electronic payments fail, cash provides immediate liquidity for essential needs. A 1 to 2 weeks coverage of critical expenses represents a reasonable starting point. Banking relationship diversification represents another key operational component. 3 to 5 well-chosen relationships provides meaningful protection without becoming cumbersome. Documentation protection completes the operational tier. Maintain secure digital and physical copies of essential documents, including financial records, property deeds, and insurance policies stored separately from originals. At the pyramid's apex sits strategic asset protection, where precious metals create genuine resilience against prolonged financial system failures. The fixed allocation discussed in our strategic asset pyramid framework aligns with this tier, providing assets positioned outside conventional financial channels. Physical precious metals offer significant independence from the financial system. However, during crisis periods, the ability to exchange metals at fair market value may become severely compromised. True resilience requires holding sufficient operational cash and other necessities to avoid desperate liquidation during market dislocations. For those with strong belief in its future, a modest allocation to Bitcoin may also fit within this strategic tier, providing another non-correlated asset outside traditional financial infrastructure. Implementation across resource levels. Implementation varies significantly based on available resources. For those with limited financial resources, focus initially on establishing a modest foundational tier, perhaps a 1-week water supply, 2 weeks of simple food storage, and basic charging capability. Build a small physical cash reserve gradually, $500 to $1,000, ideally in smaller denominations like $5, $10, and $20 bills to ensure flexibility during transactions in disrupted environments. For the strategic tier, begin with small denominations of silver coins. With moderate resources, expand the foundation to 1 to 2 months of supplies, and more robust energy alternatives. Include 3 to 4 weeks of cash reserves distributed across secure locations and banking relationships across 3 to 4 institutions. The strategic tier could include a diversified precious metals allocation balancing gold and silver. Those with substantial financial flexibility may want to implement expanded water collection systems, extended food storage, and layered energy backup options. Establish banking relationships across different jurisdictions and distribute precious metals across multiple secure locations. Beyond individual preparations, community relationships create a powerful force multiplier across all resource levels, whether that's knowing neighbors with complementary skills, joining a local preparedness group, or simply building trust with nearby producers or service providers. The three-pyramid integration. The security pyramid and the strategic asset pyramid, discussed previously, represent complementary frameworks forming a comprehensive approach to financial resilience. Between these frameworks sits the standard asset pyramid, conventional assets like primary residences, vehicles, and personal property forming the foundation of everyday life. These assets deserve consideration within your broader resilience strategy. Your primary residence represents perhaps the most significant standard asset for most households. Consider its resilience characteristics, energy efficiency, water access, food production capability, and community context, alongside conventional factors like location and market value. Transportation assets similarly bridge everyday utility and contingency functions. Evaluate vehicles for fuel efficiency, maintenance simplicity, parts availability, and geographical flexibility during disruptions. The key insight lies in viewing these three pyramids, security, standard, and strategic, as an integrated system rather than isolated components. Resources can flow between pyramids when circumstances change, creating financial flexibility during both opportunities and challenges. Practical implementation and conclusion. Implementing the security pyramid requires prioritization based on your specific circumstances. Begin with an honest vulnerability assessment across all tiers, identifying the most significant gaps in your current preparation. For most households, the optimal initial implementation follows the pyramid structure itself, first establishing a reasonable foundational tier before addressing operational considerations. This ensures basic necessities are addressed before allocating resources to financial protection measures. However, this sequence inverts for those with substantial financial resources but limited implementation time. In such cases, securing strategic assets first makes sense, as these typically require minimal ongoing management once properly established. When considering your standard asset pyramid alongside these security measures, look for opportunities to enhance resilience through regular decisions about your home, transportation, and personal property. Maintain perspective throughout implementation. Perfect preparation remains impossible, and diminishing returns inevitably appear once reasonable sufficiency is achieved. The security pyramid aims for resilience across likely scenarios rather than perfect protection against every conceivable disruption. A three-pyramid approach ultimately represents a holistic framework for financial system resilience, recognizing that genuine protection extends beyond investment decisions to encompass physical preparations, documentation security, and community connections. This balanced approach ensures genuine resilience regardless of how markets and systems evolve.